sweeties, welcome to Sweet Savant. Today I am cooking the most delicious lemon pepper air fried salmon bites with a hot honey glaze. Oh, it's so good. And I'm making it in this beautiful tri-zone double wide air fryer. And I mean, that's the brand name. It is Beautiful by Drew Barrymore, available at Walmart. And I mean, honestly, I did get it because it's so pretty. It is a tri-zone air fryer. You can cook in either the right side or the left side, or both at the same time. And if that sounds familiar, well, it is very similar to the Crux GG Tri-Zone 9-quart air fryer. So that's same thing, same size, 9 quarts, 4.5 quarts in each side with a removable divider in the center. The controls, when you look at it, looks pretty much the same. So yeah, very similar. We've seen this setup before, but I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. Let's get into this recipe, this lemon pepper air fryer salmon bites with our hot honey glaze. But first, please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell. Now let's get into this beautiful air fryer recipe. I do love salmon. I mean, do you love salmon? We eat it a couple of times a week. Yeah, it's getting more and more expensive, but it's a real treat. This is a skin-on salmon fillet, and we're just going to pat it dry to remove excess moisture so that when we go to season it, we don't have anything interfering with our seasoning. Pat it dry on both sides, and then just gently run your finger across it to try to find if there are any bones. I mean, it's a boneless fillet, but you never know. Then we're going to cut our salmon into chunks about 1 inch square. And you really just want a nice sharp knife to go through the flesh and the skin pretty easily. This was supposed to be a piece of salmon with the scales removed, but there were a few scales left on there. Not too bad, but you know, you really want this to be skin on, but the scales removed. And you could see this nice, it's such a rich looking fish. It sure is pretty. And we're going to cut the fillet into chunks, but as we get closer to the tail section, you can see the salmon gets thinner and thinner. And that can be an issue when you're trying to cook it all at the same time. You know, you want to be able to cook the thicker pieces for a little while longer. So we're going to address that a little bit later. But yeah, you can see how the salmon fillets get thinner and thinner, chunks get thinner as we get towards the tail end. If you're not a fish lover, I think you could do something similar with chicken breast or chicken thighs. Let me know if you would try it with chicken, or do you prefer fish? Time to season this salmon up. I have some adobo seasoning, which is like, you know, garlic and a little cumin, and of course lemon pepper, because you can't have lemon pepper air fryer salmon without lemon pepper. And both adobo seasoning and lemon pepper have salt in it, so we're not adding any additional salt. And then we're just going to drizzle it with some oil, and this is just a neutral vegetable oil, and coat on all sides. I'll put the exact amounts in the description box so you can check that out. I want to preheat the air fryer for about 2 minutes before we add our salmon in there, because we want it to be, you know, have some heat in there so it doesn't dry out as the air fryer heats up. So I'm going to go ahead and set this at 400 degrees, and I set it for 7 minutes, but then I added some more time because I want our salmon to cook for 7 minutes maximum. So I got it preheated. Now that it's hot, we can drop our salmon chunks in there. And I wish there was a bit more of a sizzle when I added it, it just, it's not as hot as I would like this bottom grate to be. So maybe I needed to preheat it for a little while longer. And I'm putting the salmon chunks in with the skin side up because I want the skin to get more crispy. Let the fan and that air fryer heating element really work on the skin side. I'm not even going to turn these over because the flesh side will cook through fine with it pointed down. I just want the skin side to be up. Now, while that's cooking, let's make a sauce, and we're going to start with honey, or you can use agave nectar if you like, and some hot sauce. I'm using Kaivan hot sauce, my favorite hot sauce. I use it in everything, in marinades, as well as on top of my food after I finish. But for now, we're going to put a little bit of mustard in there, and again, the amounts will be in the description box. And we're just going to whisk that up. And the mustard just kind of gives it a little body, helps it stick to our fish. Now, let's go ahead and check on our salmon in the air fryer and pull this open. And, we still have, I didn't put all of the salmon in. I'm putting in the thinner chunks now, that the thicker chunks have had a minute to cook. Now we're going to go ahead and put the thinner chunks in that other half. And because it's wide enough, we can put 2 pounds of salmon in here at the same time. So same deal, skin side up and the flesh side down. And again, we're not going to bother turning it or anything. And even though this is a double air fryer, I do wish that, you could maybe pull this empty drawer out and leave the other drawer closed because, it slows the cooking down. But, it's a bit of a give and take. But I do like that I have this extra room to put the rest of this salmon in and let that finish cooking. You can pause it and then restart it, and we'll let this go. I do want to pump the temperature up a little bit. And let's see how it does. And that was 4 minutes. And our salmon is ready. It's cooked through. Look at that. Looks so tasty and juicy. Those juices are dripping, honey. And now let's take a look inside. It's hot. It's hot. But yeah, cooked nicely, moist on the inside. And let's take a listen. Crispy. Can we get a thumbs up for that crispy skin on the salmon? Yes, honey. That's because we left it with the skin side up facing the fan and the heating element. And now we're going to drop it into our sauce and if you can also just drizzle the sauce over. The skin is still crispy even though I put it in the sauce. It really did work out well. I'm very happy with it. But you can make less sauce and just drizzle the sauce over. And I'm going to add some of my pickled jalapeños to just turn the heat up a little bit. And they just add such a great flavor. I'm serving this over rice, just some white rice that I made in the pressure cooker, and serve it with some green beans. They were frozen green beans that I put in the microwave. And it all actually comes together pretty quickly. Drizzle a little bit of the sauce over the top. It is delicious. Yes. So darn tasty. Lemon pepper, adobo seasoning, hot sauce, honey, jalapenos. Come on. It's so good. I really do hope you give it a try. And let me know, what would you add to this plate? This salmon would also be good on a tortilla or in a lettuce wrap. Ooh, yes, that would be fantastic. A nice light meal. So I suspected that this beautiful air fryer was not getting as hot as it should, and I was correct. After running for about 7 minutes, the highest it got to was 386 degrees, and then it dropped after that. and it was down to 386, and it climbed again to about 372, but it never reached 400 degrees in the entire 20 minutes of running. So it doesn't get as hot as it claims it does. So please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and let me know what you want to see me cook in this beautiful, by Drew Barrymore, Tri-Zone 9-quart air fryer. Have a delicious day.